So I've been renting a car for Uber, and in 33 days, I was able to make $10,000. And with that $10,000, I was able to buy this. Say hello to Nebula. Editing Z here. The car did not cost $10,000. The $10,000 helped me with a down payment to get the car. All right, so before I go over the plan for Nebula, I need to break down that 10K because I did a whole vlog series on my road to 10K. So if you're interested in that, I'm gonna link the playlist in the description below. But making 10K on Uber doesn't mean you actually made $10,000. Since, the last video of the series, we were at $10,265. But we got some late tips come in, $156 total. So the grand spanking total is $10,422 in 33 days, 39 days in real time because I did take 6 days off. But in 33 work days, we averaged $316 a day, 264 hours, so that was roughly 8 hours a day, making $40 an hour. That is crazy. So we did drive about 5,700 miles and we made about $1.83 miles. So that information is for my fellow Uber drivers and such. Yeah, those numbers absolutely amazing, but it's also very deceptive. You see, there is a cost of doing business when driving for Uber. Number one, you need a car, whether you own one or you can actually rent one. There's still the cost of having that vehicle. There's also the direct cost of fuel, whether it's gas, electricity. You can't take anybody on an empty tank. And there's other costs such as maintenance, but since I was renting, that wasn't really a thing. But a lot of Uber drivers like myself have a subscription to a car wash. Let's get the 3-piece combo.
Chicken or tenders?
Let's go with chicken. So there's gonna be a lot of numbers thrown at you, but trust me, it's gonna be worth it. Whether you're a veteran driver, there might be like a different point of view that you might see. New drivers, super useful. And if you've been thinking about driving for Uber, use the referral link below. But this should help you out as well. So let's take that $10,422 and break it down. I drive an EV, so charging cost was $730 or 13 cents a mile. Now the cost per mile is super important. You have to understand the cost per mile. I'm not going to go into much detail about it, but basically if you get a ride that's 10 miles for $10, for me the direct cost of that is $1.30 because my cost per mile is 13 cents, right? So that $10 ride, it's actually $8.70. That's why it's super important. It's a direct cost. You cannot do that ride unless you've spent the money to fill up your tank or charge your car. Anyway, so let's deduct that $730 and we are now at $6,961. Still not bad, right? But how does that affect the numbers? Well, we lose $22 a day, so now we're under $300 a day. We lost $3 an hour, so instead of 40, we're at $37 an hour. And our cost per mile goes, what we make per mile goes down by 13 cents. Still not bad, right? Not bad. But now let's go over the biggest expense, the car. So if you own your own car, There's a lot more variables you have to factor in, but that aside, there's a lot of great resources out there already. That aside, I rented, so I had a fixed cost of $348 a week. That number can change depending on the type of car you rent, where you rent from, if you have the added options such as loss damage waiver. But for me, it was $348. I actually rented 5 different cars, 2 different makes, 3 different models. So if you want me to do kind of a video on my rental experience, comment down below, because I think I have a good idea on what it takes to rent a vehicle from Hertz and Avis. But okay, let's go ahead. It was $50 a day for me to rent that car. So for the 39 days I rented, because Hertz doesn't care if I take a day off or not, they'll still charge me. So for the 39 days, I paid a total of $1,940. That's a lot. And honestly, $350 a week doesn't seem like much. Making an extra $50 a day doesn't seem like much, but that is a lot. So let's take that $1,940 out, and we end up with $7,750. Now that may seem like a lot, but how does that affect our numbers now? So with the charging costs and the renting cost, we have effectively lost $80 a day, $10 an hour. We went from $40 an hour to $30 an hour. That's crazy. That is crazy. $40 an hour is like pretty good. You're doing pretty well in life. And then you go down to $30 an hour, you end up kind of in a middle management position, right? That's crazy. That's crazy. And one of the big things is that I live in a good market. I work a really great market. So that's not reflective of what other Uber drivers are making. There's some that can barely scratch $25 an hour. If you take these costs, remove $10 an hour from that, then they're making $15 an hour. That's just crazy. That's crazy. So I'm able to maintain it in my market. But here's the other thing. It's not like I go out and I make $30 an hour. It depends on the market as well. It depends on the needs of an Uber driver, right? I live in a college town, so I can only make that kind of money 7.5 months out of the year, because they go on winter break, they go on spring break, they go on summer break. Or, my town is pretty dead. Actually, I think it's doing pretty well. Not as well as this, but I think it's doing pretty well just because it's also a destination town, a hopover town as well. But ultimately, if I kept renting for the summer, there's no way I would have been able to sustain that. I'd probably make at best anywhere between $50 to $20 an hour. But that's if I worked all those times. Remember, that rental is a fixed cost. It's a fixed cost. Whether I work 1 hour or 30 hours a week, I have to pay that $348. Well, not anymore, because we got a good old Nebula. So that's just a few things to put into perspective. One thing that really surprised me that last night, I was at a supercharger and I ended up talking to somebody over there who ended up being an Uber driver. That charger off peak was 15 cents per kilowatt hour. That was extremely dirt cheap. And when I mentioned it, I was like, dang, dude, chargers out here are inexpensive. 15 cents? He goes, oh, is it 15 cents? Like, whoa.
Don't get me wrong, he was really cool, but like, how do you not know your cost per mile? Like, you have to know your cost per mile. Otherwise, you're just going in blankly. Yeah, it was mind-boggling to me that he didn't know the direct cost. Maybe he just like looks at the overall total or something, but anyway, people operate the way they operate. There's nothing we can do about that. But I still have to figure out what my real cost per mile is, because there are the indirect expenses such as tires, maintenance, brake pads, all of that stuff, which you don't see in, daily being degraded in some way or form. But right now, we're kind of not worried about that because we are having fun, which brings us to the plan for Nebula. Well, those with a keen eye have seen Yep, this summer we are car camping, and the initial plan was just to go south, just go far south as we can before we have to come back. But I'm already in Virginia. I've been in Virginia for 3 days, and it is hot. It is hot. And imagine going further south, how much hotter it's gonna be. I don't know if I can handle that. So I might go west. I might go south. I am in the north part of Virginia, and this is the furthest south I've been by a few miles. I've actually been to DC, which is a super fun place, but I'm not stopping by there. I've been in and around Alexandria, Virginia for the past 3 days, sleeping in the car, and this is mainly a gig work channel, so we're gonna be doing food delivery, because with rideshare you can't. Oh, that was scary. With rideshare you can't do rides typically outside your state, but then there's some states where you can go. For example, in the state of New York, I can go to New Jersey, but who wants to do a rideshare in New Jersey, right? I'm just joking. Maybe I should have gone to Long Island. Anyway, I'm not even sure. But yeah, that is the plan. We are gonna do a vlog style summer series where we are uploading every day on just the kind of shenanigans I go through. It's basically a series of going wherever the hell we want to go and ending up in whatever amazing place. But this seems to be a crossroads up here in Alexandria, Virginia, because from here there's just Virginia all the way south. And then to the west is West Virginia. So I don't know if I'm gonna go west towards, let's say, Tennessee, or if I'm gonna continue south to like North Carolina or South Carolina. The initial plan was to go to Miami and then Louisiana, but we only have 6 weeks because I'm on temporary plates, and my permanent plates should be coming in within the next month or so. So we only have 6 weeks. Get back home end of July, and then get ready for the new year. But this is the summer series. If you want to see that daily vlog series, I'm going to be uploading daily. Feel free to click the subscribe button, and if any of this information was helpful, click like, and we'll see where we end up. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.